guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So today I have some pretty awesome Atari pickups that I recently added to my video game collection. Now a lot of these pickups are actually games and displays for the Atari 2600 and the Atari Jaguar. So let's go ahead and check them out. So as some of you may know, I am actively seeking a full Atari Jaguar set of games to go ahead and complete the entire library. So I've been chipping away at it for a while now. So actually I scored this pretty awesome checkered flag box for the Atari Jaguar. Now I do have the game already. This is one of those common games as it isn't very good, but I still wanted to go ahead and try and complete a little bit more of some of these games. So I was lucky enough to get this at my buddy's house and he even threw it in. So I also added a couple more games. So he had this copy of Zool 2 for the Atari Jaguar. Now I do actually have the first one, so I definitely needed this one to go ahead and get closer to a full set. And then even this pretty awesome Tempest 2000 game. So this one still goes for a pretty hefty price, so it's not just one of those common games. So I'm pretty excited to actually give this one a try, as I've heard some great things about it. And then this copy of Iron Soldier, we'll go ahead and set this one to the side because I do have a surprise for you guys that involves this particular game. And then of course you may see this Atari Kids controller box. So this is actually a pretty cool box that I've had on display in my collection for quite some time. So this right here is a pretty awesome controller for the Atari 2600. Now this one was advertised for a lot of the kid games that they have for the Atari 2600. So here you'll see a bunch of kids on the front. We have this TV with the Atari 2600, this big kid controller, and of course everyone's so excited for it. So it says, use with specialty marked children's games from Atari. And it says an Atari 2600 VCS accessory. So here we also have the back side of this. So it shows this big bulky controller for the Atari 2600 that's compatible with children's games. So of course I have some of these games in my collection. So here, of course, we have three right here, and this one even says, use with new kids controller. So these three games are actually Sesame Street games. So of course, many of you guys may remember Sesame Street and how it was a very educational kids program. So here we have Alpha Beam with Ernie for children ages 3 to 7. And then we also have this pretty cool Big Bird game. So Big Bird's Egg Catch for children's ages 3 to 7. Of course, it also has that sticker, use with new kids controller. And then we even have this sealed Cookie Monster Munch. So this one is also for ages 3 to 7. And it still has this little sticker, use with new kids controller. So they really tried to market this controller by adding these stickers to the games. So I haven't actually played these games before. So this one, of course, it looks like we have Cookie Monster, and it says 10 different game levels, challenge, entertain, and reward children. They progress from simple, non-competitive games for your younger children to fast and dynamic games for the older child. It's educational. It takes a special controller, and this even explains what everything is inside of here. So of course, with all three of these games, they had these pretty cool controller overlays, which I'll set aside for just a second. So a buddy of mine actually had this controller for sale. So here we have this large blue children's controller. Now it looks very simple and plain. So here it has these large buttons on here, and they're rubber and pretty easy to press. And then we have, looks like a couple little notches in the controller. Now this one still has the shrink wrap around it, so of course I'll go ahead and put it in this box and display it where it was at already. And this is pretty neat because these controller overlays fit perfectly on top of this gamepad. So you'll notice that this particular one has these 4 little notches at the top and bottom, and they'll just kind of hook right in here. And this one actually has 4 buttons, and they line up perfectly with this controller. So as you'll see, it lines up right on top of these buttons to help when you're playing this game. And then of course with this Big Bird game, we have another overlay for Big Bird's egg catch. So this one only has 2, so you just go back and forth. So these look like pretty simple games, and I'll have to get a video of me actually playing them now that I do have a controller. So this was definitely a pretty cool find, and this is one that I've been actively seeking for quite some time, but I didn't want to just go online and buy one. I wanted to try and hold out and find one in person. And then of course, this shipping box is actually the best of this lot right here. So these are actually some posters that I picked up when I scored that awesome Sega Sonic the Hedgehog lighted display sign. So these posters are some that I haven't even seen before, and some of these I would say are some more of the hard to find posters. So I'll go ahead and take these out and get some close-up shots of all of them. So of course we have 3 posters right here. So of course, first up we have this Iron Soldier poster. Now this is pretty difficult to see, so I'll try and get a better shot of it for you guys. This is a huge Atari Jaguar poster. It has this pretty awesome display right here of this big robot, and then at the bottom we have some images of the gameplay itself. So this is just a huge poster, and Atari Jaguar posters are one that you don't really see too often. So I'll have to get these ones framed and put them on display with some of my Atari Jaguar games. And then of course, up next, this one is one of my favorites already. So this is another Atari Jaguar poster, and it's a game that I actually do not have for the Atari Jaguar yet. So this is Alien vs. Predator. So this is a pretty awesome poster as well. We have this bright red and this purple color. Of course we have this alien and predator fighting on the front right there, and there's some even gameplay pictures at the bottom. So I'll go ahead and get a better shot of that one too. So this one I will definitely have to get on display sooner rather than later, as this one is just so cool looking, and I love Alien vs. Predator stuff. And then this last one is not like these paper posters, and it's not as large. Well, it's not as wide as those posters. So we have, if we just look at the back of it, you'll notice that this is kind of like this foil paper. So this is definitely an odd style poster. So if we go ahead and flip this one around, this is one that I have not seen before, and when I saw it, I definitely had to add it to my collection. So this is Stargate. So this is a really cool poster display. So it says Stargate at the top. It has this foil and kind of a shininess reflecting through on a lot of the images here. So you have some spaceships up there, you have this person in this spaceship, and you have this pretty awesome display right here of this ship actually shooting. And then at the bottom it even says Atari VCS computer. So this is a really cool display. Now this one even says at the bottom 1981 on it. So this is such a cool poster right here. This one I will definitely get framed so I can try and preserve this poster, as I don't want anything bad to happen to it, because I've never seen another one of these posters ever. So this is really awesome to have, especially for this style and this cool awesome display that it holds. So overall, I am thrilled with these Atari pickups that I added to my game collection, as I desperately needed this Atari Kids controller, as I only had the box on display, so I needed one of those controllers to try out some of these games and overlays that I have for the particular controller, and it's definitely pretty neat to try out different things, especially when I come across them. And then of course these Atari Jaguar games put me in the right step to getting closer to completing a full Atari Jaguar library of games, and I needed this box as well to go ahead and help upgrade some of the current loose games that I do have. And then of course these Atari Jaguar posters are just so awesome. There's some that you don't even see that often, and when you do see, they usually go for a hefty price, and they're definitely pretty neat as they are in very beautiful shape, and I'm really excited to display them with some of my other games. And then of course that Atari VCS computer Stargate poster that I also got. That one is just so beautiful. I've never seen another one like it. That foil and how it shines like that is just so awesome and really makes for a great display piece. So of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.